Konnichiwa. Today I thought we'd do something a bit different, both in terms of the video format and the content. I recently went on a trip to Sado, a small island in the Sea of Japan, just off the coast of Niigata. If you don't know about or haven't visited Sado, I hope to at least make you aware of this wonderful place, and should you be tempted to go see it for yourself, you can always go give trip.com a look. With its 855 square kilometer size and 55,200 residents, Sado is the second largest of the Japanese islands outside of the four main islands. It's accessible via ferry from Niigata, or if you're absolutely loaded, via private airplane to the small airport on the island. Sado is the textbook definition of a hidden gem, and it's one of the most breathtakingly beautiful places I have ever seen. It has the kind of nature that will awaken the inner poet in anyone, and when driving around the island, every single turn of the road unveils a new postcard-worthy view. Rice fields, deep green woods, tropical coastlines, mountains, or charming villages. Sado has all of it, and in abundance. The most efficient way to experience Sado is definitely by car, or by any other motorized vehicle. If you have a bit more time and better legs than me, I imagine biking around the island would also be an incredible experience. The public transport on the island is of course as reliable as in the rest of Japan, it's just not very frequent. And unless you're willing to really plan around it, it can be a bit of a pain. Whichever way you end up traveling Sado, you can look forward to seeing some of the most beautiful, diverse stretches of coastline and nature you'll ever see. A Japanese friend of mine described Sado to me as a pocket-sized Japan, and that's a description I can get behind. The diversity in nature, the old architecture, and the abundance of temples and shrines all contribute to a feeling of getting almost everything Japan has to offer just in a small island packaging. The one exception to this is the complete absence of bustling metropoli like Tokyo, Osaka, or Sapporo, but that shouldn't be the reason you go to Sado. On Sado, you'll get to truly unwind and experience the phenomenon of shimajikan, island time. Time seems to move slower there, and the vibe of the island is guaranteed to relieve at least a bit of any stress you might be carrying around. One of Sado's most charming qualities is the amount of love the local community feels for the island. The island has a ton of independent businesses, all doing what they can to put Sado on the map, both for entrepreneurial spirits, tourists, and people looking for a new home. It would take way too long to list all of them, but I have to give shoutouts to the amazing bread and cake from T&M Bread Delivery, the unforgettable, almost entirely local sourced eating experience at Mosem, the amazing craft beer from Tokyo Brewery, the gyoza and onikin of the charming Oni Cafe, as well as the sauna, specialty coffee, hospitality, and vibrant social scene at Perch Hostel. Not only are these places amazing at their crafts, they're also run by amazing people. And if you're looking for a place to stay as a digital nomad, Perch has a seriously nice shared office space, which I was really happy working from while I was in Sado. I'll leave links for all of these places in the description below. And I think that's all of the impressions from my first Sado trip. It was a genuinely incredible experience, and I can't wait to go back there later. I'm thinking of going back there in the autumn because I imagine the nature will look gorgeous with all the foliage and the autumn colors. While Trip.com doesn't have Sado as a location yet, what you can do is simply choose Niigata as your include location, maybe crank up the amount of days there if you'd like to stay for an extended period of time, and then simply take the Sado Kisen ferry from Niigata port. Just keep in mind the additional cost of the ferry, which is currently priced at almost 3,200 yen each way, which is roughly $22. Sado is a hidden gem in every sense of the word and an absolute must visit. The only thing to be careful about is that you may not want to leave at the end of your trip. Hey, thank you so much for watching through all of this little Sado video of mine. I realized the format might have been a little bit scuffed, like the recording quality of the audio, the mixture of both vertical and horizontal footage. But it was a really great trip and something I wanted to share with the world. Please do go check out Sado if you get the chance, if any of this sounded like a good time to you. To give a short update, summer has made it to Hokkaido. It's getting scorching warm up here, which I do not appreciate. I can tell my my Danish genealogy screaming out in pain and terror as the temperature climbs above 25 Celsius. Trip.com, the business, it's going well, not as quickly as I would have liked here. Like, there's not a lot of big things happening on the Japan side of things, but I'm hoping to change that very soon. I just applied for the extension of my startup visa, so the second half of the 1-year visa, so I'm awaiting a response for that. I'll have my first visitors from back home in a week or so. My sister and brother-in-law will be arriving here, so that's really cool. I'll get to show off Sapporo, get to show off Hokkaido to them, so I'm really excited about that. Speaking of my visa, I'm planning on making a video about the startup visa and about a couple of new visa initiatives Japan have introduced, so watch out for that. I imagine that might be kind of interesting for those of you watching that also dream of having a startup in Japan. So yeah, that's what's in the pipeline. That's how things are going. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do check in again if this kind of slice of life content from a Danish dude with a startup living in Sapporo is your kind of thing. I've also made a few shorts, kind of bite-sized slices of life, if you will, so you can check those out and see what I kind of do on a day-to-day basis here, see some of my shorter day trips in a nice compact format. If you feel like visiting places like Hokkaido or Sado, or just get off the beaten path, or maybe just be able to travel a bit more for less, do check out Trip.com. I think that our approach to traveling is very novel and very interesting, and the deals that our AI manages to find tend to be genuinely mind-blowing. So hey, why not check out the website, check out the product, maybe you will find your next big adventure there, who knows. Thank you so much for watching through to the end of the video, and hopefully see you around. Mata ne!